What's the lowest number you would go for as far as rushing yards where you would consider it a great season for Jeremiah Cobb? I looked it up, and 1,300 gets you in the top 10 all-time for an Auburn season. Cadillac had 1,307 in 03 to be 10th all-time. That's a lot of rushing yards.
It's a ton.
In a single season this year. And that that felt. Yeah, and that's. I mean, Auburn hasn't really sniffed that number since Carry On in 17, and it's amazing to think that he also missed a couple of games in that season, and still.
Here's the deal: Jeremiah had 969 last year.
Yeah, he did.
And if he would have actually gotten some touches in a couple of games, he's at 1,000.
He wasn't the undisputed RB1 in every game Auburn played last year. If he had been, and if he'd been utilized as such, that 969 could be considerably better. Yeah. It's not.
And then you had Jarquez in 24 had 1,200. So I mean that's a lofty number.
So I guess
I'm gonna say a number. It's gonna sound low at first glance, but I have my basis around it. You ready? I'm gonna say 800, and here's why I'm gonna say 800.
Ooh, okay.
This team's gonna rotate more at running back than what we've been used to seeing. Okay. Last season, Jeremiah Cobb averaged 15 carries a game. The next closest running back on the list for Auburn was Damari Alston, who had 8. And he only played in 4 games. 8 carries per game in 4 games. Darrell Robinson had less than a carry per game. Obviously, he got hurt. And Omar Mabson had 1.6 carries per game. Go back to 2024. Jarquez Hunter averaged 15.5 carries a game. Next closest was 4. One after that, Jeremiah Cobb, 2.5. Go to Jarquez Hunter a year earlier. 13-6 was the split there, right? Tank Bigsby, 15-8 the last time you felt like Auburn had a true rotation. And Tank had 970 that year. When you look at South Florida last season, knowing also full and well, Dan, that Byron Brown's going to take up a decent bit of this rushing production. It's just natural. Last season, though, Nakai Davenport, 9 carries a game. Sam Franklin, 6. Cartavius Norton, 6.5. Alvin Isaac, 5.7. Chase Garnett, in the little bit he played, had 4. It's just you're going to have a more balanced rotation. So I don't know if you're going to have the dominance. Because, look, last season Jeremiah Cobb should have had 1,000 yards. You know what Jeremiah Cobb was doing? He was basically the only running back getting touches. Mm-hmm. And so I think Jeremiah Cobb could have a fantastic season for Auburn, lead this rushing attack at the running back spot, be uber productive, and it might just be in the 800s. I firmly believe that because of the depth Auburn has in this running back room, because it is Omar coming into his second year with the momentum he had from this preseason. It is Bryson Washington coming on strong here. It is having Nakai Davenport. Like, that depth's going to be different. And, of course, Byron Brown's a gifted runner.
Is over 800 for Jeremiah Cobb a bold prediction? Though,
I don't think it would be bold. I think bold.
What's the bold?
Bold's 1,000. If he gets 1,000 yards with this, if he gets 1,000 yards with this rotation, good on him.
Then put it on the board, Justin Ferguson. There's my first prediction of that. I will go over 1,000 rushing yards for Jeremiah Cobb. I believe,
and it's not impossible. It isn't. I go back to Alex Golish's time at Tennessee. They had 2 running backs basically split 875, 734. I mean, you're just a little bit off at that point. I don't think he had a guy hit it at UCF. Golish has not had a 1,000-yard rusher as a coordinator. That at running back, and that's not to say that he can't. It's just the way they run this offense is different. It wears on you quicker because of the pace. So I think bold. If you want to go 1,000, and look, man, like, he's fully capable of doing that. And if he gets hot, they're not going to say no to him.
And I wonder how
maybe my bold prediction off of that is that nobody comes close to 1,000.
And I guess I would also wonder, and the tempo point is a great one, but I wonder, like, how much of the rotating this fall has been what you have in Jeremiah Cobb, and you want to see the other guys. You need to evaluate Bryson Washington. You need to give Omar more experience.
I don't think it's that. I think that's just the way they're going to play in the season.
Sure. It very well could be. Like, that's. Right. I mean, I think that's that's.
But to your point, if Jeremiah Cobb goes out and blitzes Baylor and has a huge you're going to ride the hot hand, right? I think It would take a lot. It would take a lot because, again, his best offenses at Tennessee, he had 2 guys that he really leaned on. Best offenses USF had about 3 guys they really leaned on at running